Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
Down to the first tee now to get the round going, and a stout par 4, Frank.
Yeah, straight out of the gates. The wind obviously very important here. If you were to play it into a head breeze, this would be just a mammoth hole, just under 500 yards. Fortunately, with a little prevailing breeze, though, it'll shorten up considerably, but will bring that bunker on the right in play. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Now the approach here at hole number 1, and Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Could it be? What a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Here's Ricky Fowler for par. And so just getting started, even par so far. And getting ready for the putt. Has this now for bogey. And he makes it for a bogey here. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And it is not looking like a good lie. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. So just 150 yards in here on the second shot. So the second of the par four goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, I see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Third shot, looking for a good one. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Might be. Could be.
Whoa, what a bonus.
Jason Dufner has this one for par. Solid par for Dufner. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continues to putt beautifully. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker plays like.
Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Frank, he'll have to take a full swing at this putt for birdie.
This is long, but every now and again, one of these finds the bottom of the cup and makes that magic sound.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh boy, a drop shot here at the third.
Even par currently.
And that's a par for Jason Dufner, the 2013 PGA champion. To 1 over par early on in this round. This for par. Did the job right there. Frank, here on the fourth tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. And from the fairway for his second shot here. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, Martin Kaymer pulled off the rare sort of family double in 2014, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the Players' Championship on Mother's Day. He won the US Open on Father's Day. And if we go back a year to Medina, well, he won the Ryder Cup on Kaymer's Day.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in. And an awkward little bunker shot, just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, he might like this one. He might like, oh, what a beautiful roll right there. Dead center. Fowler attempting this for par. Drops it. And he's at even par. Just 5 feet left. Still playing even for the day after the par. Well, Frank, here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. We are about 170 yards from the hole. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Fowler getting ready for his third. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it.
Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
Frank, do you buy the old adage, drive for show, putt for dough?
Oh, putting's the great equalizer, Rich.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So 1 over par for the round. So with that, 1 over par. Ready to tee off here at the 6th. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
Well, as long as it's not in the rough, the bunkers, well, there's no trees here, really. That little green strip, that runway down there, another hole that bends to the right, but find the fairway. The fairway's wide enough. You've got a pretty good idea exactly where you want to go. And once again, this is one of the shorter par 4s. So good drive here, just a short iron in.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice, strong breeze. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Second from an excellent lie. Headed for the bunker? That one is in the bunker. Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. Ricky over the putt for par. This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt. And getting ready for the putt. So a tester from 4 feet. So 2 over par for the round. Martin Kaymer, really smooth putting stroke. Won majors, won a Players with a hot putter. And he's ready. 1 over for the day. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hammocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. I'd see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Not too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
No, from that distance, it's more than good.
Third shot, Martin Kaymer. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Now the approach shot here at the 7th, Frank, and this one is up the hill.
It is, and the green is sort of split into thirds. There's a little piece back left, there's a piece back right, and that bigger portion in the front. So once again, you got to choose what shot am I trying to hit, and do I have the right club?
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, this one's tracking.
No, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance.
Fowler has this for par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Just a little tap in here. Not his best effort right there. That's a bogey, and now 3 over. Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realise that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
This has no chance of finding the fairway. This is turning left. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. And from the fairway for his second shot here. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank. Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Now a birdie bid for Jason Dufner. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
See what Ricky Fowler does with this putt. Back to par for the round. Did the job right there. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Has his par. Really good mix of holes here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, we finished this front side with a par 3 after just having come off that long par 5.
And it's a beauty too. The tee is some 100 feet up in the air, so you get a great view of this magnificent golf course, and you realize why it's called a true links. This green here, though, it looks rather daunting, well bunkered on the right side, but you can see enough of it. And once again, links, use the bounce, and you can still kick one in there close. This one's going left, Rich.
Not knocking down the flagstick here, but looks as though it will find the green. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Wow, I thought he made that.
Well, that takes the strain off the next one.
Good lag putt right there. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
On the way. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
One of the game's most electric performers, Ricky Fowler, now over this birdie putt. Has the putt, and now at -1. Locked in on the read and the speed. Dufner has it for the par. Moving on to the back nine here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt in the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the wind, so a relatively flat putting surface.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Second shot now for Martin Kaymer. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Early part of his back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just, green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Right on 145 yards left to the flagstick.
In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Frank, what do you think the designer Robert Trent Jones II and his team saw when they first came out to this site right along the Puget Sound?
I'd like to think they saw what is we know now as Chambers Bay, but I imagine it would be a very difficult process, like all the other great links golf courses. You're trying to somehow extract a championship golf course, a test for every level of play, a walking golf course that's going to be fun at some levels and very testing at the highest level. He's managed to achieve all of that.
So many bold landforms, as they say, and those landforms were really just shaped by the wind and the weather coming off the Puget Sound.
Yeah, which really is the definition of a true links. True links is wasteland, which is around the coastal land that can't really be used for anything else. And also the natural erosion. I mean, that's where some of these courses just develop. But these holes will change over the next 50, 100 years, purely by the nature of its location.
Get in. Yes, good putt. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Starting to climb back at +2. Just a tap in to finish the hole. So with that, the score is now at even par. Well, here we are at the 11th. Frank, this is a brutally long par 4.
And a little bit blind, too. There's that big dune in the middle of the fairway, and it's sort of a bit daunting. You're not quite sure what's behind that. Well, what is behind that is actually fairway. And just carry it over there. That'll certainly shorten the hole up. And then from there, it's a little bit of a dogleg to the right.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Headed for the bunker? In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Pretty good shot right there, about 15 feet from the hole. He'll need to be strong with this. Jason Dufner for par. Continues to putt beautifully. And getting ready for the putt. There you have it. Well done. Great putt.
Rich, I remember playing with, it was Ben Crenshaw and Mark McCumber in a World Cup of Golf at Royal Melbourne. And Royal Melbourne's greens are as fast as any in the world. And it was probably one of the best putting exhibitions I ever saw without Ben actually making every putt. His sense of speed. And I think that's where I started to see that putting was a real art. He would look at a putt like it had 7 or 8 different dimensions to it. But it was all feel. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like this sort of amazing thought process. It was sort of through osmosis. He would just feel a green. So it would go up and down, several humps and hollows and that, and invariably just, if it missed, it just settled on the back of the cup. And these were the fastest greens in the world. Incredible display.
His longtime caddy at Augusta National, Carl Jackson. They came together in the mid-1970s. Carl recalls the first time he saw Ben, and what stood out was, as Carl tells it, the putting stroke. And in Carl's words, it flowed like the wind.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time?
Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Frank, when you say reachable par 4, you think 3 immediately, birdie, but still
A little bit of work to do here to put that 3 on the card.
And some creativity needed here. This isn't just grab your lob wedge. This is really see what's in front of you, all these undulations, these mounding. You could really play some of the shots around the greens with 5 or 6 clubs in your bag.
Here's a birdie putt now for the 2014 U.S. Open champion, Martin Kaymer. Makes it and moves to 1 over. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. For birdie. There's a birdie, and he's now 1 under par. Now at the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, this one bends to the right, par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to cut it or move the ball in that direction. Ideally, really, anything down the left side of the fairway would be well suited for this hole. There is a central bunker that sort of protects the front and middle of this green. You can go in left of that or right of that, but this is a beefy par 4. 4 on the card, and you are not losing ground.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. And from the fairway for his second shot here. That one is in the bunker. Now the 2013 PGA champion ready to go with his approach, Jason Dufner.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Third shot now from the bunker. Frank, what's the best way to get at the 13th here?
Avoid those ridges left and right, or the mounds, should I say. That bunker that's well placed in the front of the green, obviously you've got to carry that, but this one you've really got to keep it in line with the middle of the green.
Wow, don't know how a player of this caliber misses it to the left that badly from that short a range. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Fowler has this for par. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. 1 over for the day. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
Should be safely on deck.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nice putt, count it. This from about 10 feet. Martin Kaymer, 2014 U.S. Open champion, has this one for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, normally on a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees, but part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the U.S. Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make three.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. It's at sneaky distance.
Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll. And getting ready for the putt. This is a 9-footer. And at last, he has made a birdie.
And what can he do from here, though? Is that the start of something? It looks like it is.
See what Ricky Fowler does with this putt. 1 under on the day. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beached.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat, very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
110 yards away, and this shot could be affected by the wind, which is coming from behind.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That one is well off target. Settles in over the putt. How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. That's cruel, that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. Good score going, now at 2 under par. So a tester from 4 feet. Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Wouldn't say he's ecstatic, but not unhappy either.
24 feet. There'll be a lot of players much further away than that on this hole. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He just missed the bunker. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2. How did that not go in?
Always 2 components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Here's Martin Kaymer for par. All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. So just a formality here. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 14th hole seems to have really taken him out of his game and shaken his confidence. In for par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Second from an excellent lie. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. A familiar waggle of Jason Dufner getting set for the approach. Frankie's knocking him down and picking him up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. Seems to like it. They're headed for the fat part of the green. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought he made that. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Kaymer trying to put that free-flowing putting stroke to good use. Has this for birdie. And that is a round of 73. Shouldn't be a problem here. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. As this one for par. Dufner has it for the par. So Frank, as we put a wrap on the day, it wasn't his best performance, but there's always tomorrow in golf.
Yeah, you still got to keep your head high. Golf's a game that's going to be it's going to bring everybody to their knees now and again. But dream for a better day, and it could be just around the corner.
And they'll